What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be talking about my summer TBR, which I'm so excited to get into because I actually took a week off of social. Hear me out. I took a week off of social, and what I've learned is that I just function so much better as a human being when I am not on social media. I love social media. Literally, my job revolves around my presence and how I decide to show up on social media. And while I love that aspect of connecting with people, talking about common things, motherhood, womanhood, all the things, social media till this day still makes me nervous. Even talking to the camera right now as I'm getting ready to talk about something that I truly love and enjoy, my books, still makes me very nervous. But taking that time away from social, not focusing on work, not focusing on sharing anything of my personal life, just really just living life behind the scenes was really refreshing. I haven't done something like this since I would say maybe a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a few months. So it was just really nice to disconnect and not do any mindless scrolling, not spend time doom scrolling, I guess it's called. No, I didn't do any of that. I really just, I did sneak on social a couple of times, but when I did, I was supporting my fellow content creators, but that was it. And then I got tagged in a couple of posts, so then I showed my support there, but I didn't want to post on stories or anything like that. I just really was just living life behind the scenes with the kiddos, enjoying summer. Now, if you guys don't know this, I don't think I've openly shared this, and I'm not like opposed to sharing this information, just to give you guys a little, I don't know, info on me, I guess. But my two older boys are not biologically my husband's children. So for the summer, we kind of divide, me and the biologic father, we divide custody over the summer. And in June, I have them for the entire month. And this is the first time we're actually doing this arrangement. So in June, I have them for the entire month, and then in July, he will have them for the entire month. And y'all, this is the first time that we're doing something like this, and it's really heartbreaking and it's really scary for me because I've never been apart from my two older boys longer than maybe a week or so. Really no more than a week. So we're talking a whole 30 smackaroo days, y'all, that I'm going to be away from my babies. Now, I will say that I love his fiance. I'm telling you, I was so blessed to have her in my life, to be around my children, to be that second mother to my children when I am not there. She is my eye. She is my voice. I'm telling you, she is just so amazing. So I trust them wholeheartedly. It's just a mama thing where I can't look and just like see my children. So this is our first time going through this arrangement. So for the summer, I definitely want to keep busy. I definitely want to read my books, get lost in my books, and also cater to my other two little ones and do some fun things with them. But I feel like I'm going to have a little bit more time this summer to divulge into this very ambitious TBR because my motherhood load as far as two children would be decreased for 30 days. Let me know if you guys are dealing with anything like that behind the scenes. Do you guys deal with like different custody arrangements? Are you guys married to your husband, but your children are not biologically his? How does that work out for you guys? What is that relationship like? I would love to connect and talk to y'all about that because that is something that I am newly talking about and sharing, and I would love to connect with y'all on that as well. Anywho, that was a lot of information for a summer TBR. Without further ado, let's get into our summer TBR. So the first book I have here is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Now this book I have seen for quite some time, and I was interested because of the cover. The cover is just stunning. I love it. The reason why I wasn't interested in it because I thought it was a part of the Chestnut Springs series, and the reason why I'm not interested in that series is because it felt like it has to do with cowboys and cattle and ranch and all those things, and I'm just not really into things like that when it comes to my reading. Same thing with fantasy. Like, I literally do not like vampires. I have Serpent in the Wings here because I brought it to build my library, and I'm gonna read it because it's on my bookcase. But as far as buying other genres surrounding vampires and fantasy and things like that, I will not be purchasing that. But yeah, I don't like cowboys or cattle or ranch or anything like that. So I was like, I don't want to read this book because that's not what I want to get into. Turns out that this book is book 1 of its own series. It's called the Rose Hill series, and it's Wild Love, book 1. And this one is a small town romance, and the trope, I believe, is brother's little sister, and the best friend who's interested in the brother's little sister is a billionaire. Stop it. I mean, the girls are just eating this up. They absolutely love it. There's so many cute little details and quotes going into this book. This book has definitely been making its ways around the interwebs, and people seem to be really interested. So I definitely want to check this one out. The next book we have here is One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. Now, y'all know, if you guys watched my last video, I have been wanting a psychological thriller or a suspenseful thriller type of fix because I read The Perfect Marriage. I absolutely loved it. It was so easy to read. I flew through that book. And mind you, it was super tiny anyway, but I wanted something a little bit more. This one makes me nervous. Now, I don't have a lot of friendships in my life. I think maybe on my hand I can count 5, and for some of y'all that might be enough, but a lot of my friendships are really with ladies through the interwebs that I've connected with that I've never met, but no one really in person. So when I read about friendships, and especially this one, it kind of makes me nervous, but maybe that's the psychological thrill that I need. I'm not sure. But this one talks about, did I say what it was? It was One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. This one talks about opulent sex betrayal. Sometimes friendships can be deadly. Ooh. Meet the women of Buckhead, a place of expensive cars, huge houses, and competitive friendships. Ooh, I do not like that. Shannon, Crystal, Olivia, and Jenny. Who amongst these women will be clever enough to survive Buckhead? Who will end up dead? This says that friendship, they say that friendship can be complex, but no one said it could ever be this deadly. I don't know. We shall see. I love Geneva Rose's writing, and I think it's super easy to read. Like I said, I feel like this is going to be like a whodunit type of situation. So it's kind of be like a little murder mystery. I don't believe this is going to be like a psychological thriller by any means. You know what I did pick up too? I picked up Frida McFadden's Never a Lie. Now that's a psychological thriller. That's going to be really trippy. And everyone, like before I even picked up that book, I asked a few of my girlfriends, like, is it okay that I read this book? Like, am I going to be okay? And they were like, Blossom, you're going to be fine. Go ahead and pick up the book. So I got it. So I feel like that's going to give me that psychological twist at the end. This one is more of a murder mystery, I'm thinking. But I love Geneva Rose. I really love the book that I read from her. I actually have another book from her. What is it called? It's A Date Again. And that's her twist on like a rom-com, which is interesting because that's not her typical genre. So that's something I want to explore too, and I'm a big rom-com girl. So anywho, we got this one. The next one we have here is Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer. I read A Part of Your World and Yours Truly. Now, some people think that these are a series, and they're not. It is an interconnected standalone. So if you read them out of order, you're just going to get an update on a couple from the previous book, and that will kind of spoil it for that book. So it is best recommended that you read it in order. But this one, y'all, this one, I have heard nothing but good things about this book. Now, for the other 2 books, I did go into it blindly, so I'm going to do the same thing for this one. But for this one, everyone is like, listen, is giving you all the feels. The cover is deceiving. Okay? She's running with a dog, the Target sticker. It's covering the man. It's giving happy. It's giving summer vibes. Like, we absolutely love it. It is deceiving, so I've heard, and it's going to hit you in all of the feels. It is heartbreaking and sad and swooning and all the things, and I am really just super excited to get into it. It's so crazy to think that she started off on a cooking show, I believe it was. She started, and she has her own little cakes bakery or something like that. But it's so funny that she started off there and then she just divulged into her love of writing and she took off. Everyone loves Abby Jimenez, so that's awesome. The next book we have here is Megan Quinn's Bridesmaid for Hire. If you guys have not read any of Megan Quinn's books, you need to. The banter is absolutely amazing. The rom-com aspect, amazing. The story, the plot, it's very cheesy, but it's so good and it locks you in. The spice, baby. The Spice. I think she was my first book. Wasn't this one my first book? Let me think. My first book of Spice. My first book of Spice actually was How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. And that was like a dark fantasy, fae fantasy. And that was my first fantasy ever. And I got a little hint of spice in that book. And I was like, whoa, that was intense. And then I read this woman right here. Y'all, the way that she does spice is nasty. Maybe it's not nasty. Maybe this is like normal to some of y'all and y'all have read something a lot more nastier than this. But for me, this was like, oh. It's like, oh, okay, she said that. But I absolutely eat it up. I love her writing. It's super easy to read. I love the communication between her characters, the dialogue, the supporting characters as well in her books. So good. But this one is called Bridesmaids for Hire. This one talks about Maggie Mitchell. She's going on vacation to Bora Bora. She needs some R&R, okay? But unfortunately, she runs into Brody McFadden, her brother's best friend, also known as her sworn enemy. Thanks to years of tension between the two, Maggie has vowed to stay away from the man until she finds out he's on the same island as her. Okay, you just know. You just know what's gonna happen. So I'm excited to get into this one. The next book we have here is Our Last Days in Barcelona by Chanel Cleaton. This is a historical novel. If you guys know me, y'all know that I love historical fiction, and I'm really excited to get into this one. This one dates back to 1964, makes its way up to 1936. And it talks about Isabella Perez travels to Barcelona to save her sister Beatrice. But when she gets there, she discovers a lot of shocking family secrets. So I'm really excited to get into this one. Now, for Chanel Cleaton, if y'all don't know, she does a lot of historical fiction, but each historical fiction hits differently. Some of them involve romance, a historical event, a little bit of a mystery. Some of them is a murder mystery. It is just beautiful, different little genres within the historical fiction realm, and I'm excited to get into this one. The next one, y'all. I've had this book for so long. I literally have the series. Can you see it here? It's somewhere on my bookcase. I have the fine print series, which is the Dreamland Billionaire series from Lauren Asher. I had it so long ago. I believe when I uploaded my first video to YouTube, this is one of the series that I hauled, I think. That's how long I've had this book. And I'm finally getting into it. Because I was like, you know what? I want to get into a series this summer. Which one should I do? The audacity of me going online looking for a new series when I got a whole bunch on my bookcase. So I picked this one up. This one revolves. This one revolves around three brothers, and they are trying to get some type of inheritance, property, or something like that from their grandfather. And in order to do so, they have to comply with his will. So each of them have a different task or a different duty or something like that to uphold in their portion of the will in order to get their inheritance. And that's basically what it just divulged into for the Dreamland Billionaire series. So we shall get into that. This is a very popular series, and a lot of you seem to like and enjoy this series. And a lot of you say, oh, I love fine print. I love terms and condition. No, my favorite book is Final Offer. I shall let y'all know which one I like when I am done with this series. This one is called Summer Fridays, and the reason why I'm so excited about it, because when I was shopping in Barnes and I picked this book up, I was just in love with the cover. It gave very vintage. It gave like you could find this in a thrift store. It gave very old school vibes. And then I read the back, and the synopsis and the author's praises does not match the cover whatsoever. And I love that. So the author praise says that Summer Friday is both a love letter to New York City and a nostalgic glimpse back into the cell phone free 90s. An absorbing novel about a pivotal summer of longing, betrayal, and the desires to feel connected. A wonderfully satisfying read, equal parts hopeful and heartbreaking. The outcome of this unique love story kept me guessing up to the very last page. I cannot wait to get into this one. I don't want to read the synopsis. I kind of want to go into this one blind too. But y'all, I'm very excited to get into this one. And I would love to do maybe a reading vlog surrounding this one because I want to know what the heck is so heartbreaking about this book. Why is this like full of longing and betrayal and desire to feel connected? And I just want to know. And I figured let's do it together. That's something that I also want to do too. I want to do more reading vlogs on my page here, not my page, my channel here. And the reason why I haven't done a reading vlog to date is because I am a mama to 4 kiddos and it gets kind of crazy during the day when I want to film and chit chat with y'all. So I was like, you know what? It's not gonna be the vibe if someone's watching my video and there's kids screaming. But y'all, that's my life. I cannot turn that down. I cannot turn these kids down. Okay. And then I also want to do nightly reading vlogs because that's when the kids are going to be sleeping. They're knocked out. By 8 o'clock, my kids are sleeping and the 2 older boys are kind of chilling in their room, playing their game, doing whatever they want really. So at that time, maybe we can do like a nightly reading vlog. I think that would kind of be cool for my channel. So we'll see. I'm not trying to overthink this whatsoever. I definitely want to have fun when it comes to my books. When it comes to my Bookstagram or BookTube, I try not to take it too seriously in the sense that I'm not trying to make an income off of this. I'm not trying to do any of that. I want it to be free. I want to just share to create genuine connections with y'all. But anywho, I'm sure that you guys understand. The next one I have here is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know, y'all. I know I've introduced this book to y'all so many times and I have not even gotten into it yet. I think I told y'all twice that I was going to read this book this year and still haven't gotten to it. And it's not that I'm not interested. I'm very interested in this book, even more so now than before. You want to know why? Because this is a YA romantasy. And after reading the Akatar series, which is more of a mature romantasy, I was just like, there's no way that I'm gonna be into a YA. There's just no way, a young adult romantasy, because that's just not my taste. I like a mature audience. I like a mature characters, right? I read I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and I was head over heels obsessed. So much so that it put me into a reading slump, you all. Put me into a reading slump. Like nothing I read after that can like live up to what I was feeling, the high that I was feeling from Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. So I was just like, wow, completely changed my mind on the whole YA aspect. If Rebecca can do it, then maybe Lauren Roberts can do it, and maybe I would fall in love with this one too. Now, when it comes to my romantasies or just fantasies in general, I like to take my time when reading the book. I love annotating my books because that's how I'm able to absorb the world setting, the plot, the characters, and all the backstories that goes along with them and little intricate details that follows them as well. So I love annotating, and that's something that I also want to do on my channel. I want to show you guys how I annotate because I buy all these little knickknacks so I can annotate, and I'm like, you know what, let me do a video with y'all with me annotating. So be on the lookout for that. But I have this book right here. We're going to be reading that one. And the last book that we have, y'all, is from Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. It is a historical fiction novel. This is an unforgettable portrait of love in war. And I believe the topic is World War II. The Nightingale tells a story of 2 sisters separated by years and experiences by ideals, passion, and circumstances, each embarking on their own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. A heartbreaking, beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. Y'all, I cannot wait to divulge into this book. And you know what's so special about this book, y'all? My girl Tina completely surprised me and got it off of my Amazon wish list. And we're going to be buddy reading this book this month together and for the remainder month because she is thick. We're just going to take our time. We're going to enjoy this book together. We're going to connect on this book and we're just going to see how it goes from there. But I am doing a buddy read with my girl Tina. Now that is it, y'all. That is it for our summer TBR. Y'all know the drill. If any of the books that I mentioned here that you guys have read, leave me a comment down below letting me know how you feel about the book. Did you like the book? Do you think I am going to like the book? If you guys want to see a reading vlog, if you guys want to see a reading vlog on any one of these books, please let me know in the comments because I would love to, go off of something that y'all would like to see. If y'all know that the plot is good or something or my reaction might be funny to it, whatever, please let me know and I will try to make that happen. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And until the next video, bye for now.